If you're trying again after miscarriage, you're not just thinking about timing or about ovulation. You're thinking about safety. You're thinking about whether your body can hold, whether you can emotionally handle another loss, whether you missed something the first time. I worked with a couple who had experienced 2 second-trimester miscarriages after having a healthy child. And by the time they came to me, they weren't just looking for lab work. They were carrying fear, confusion, and a quiet question of what are we missing? I want to share what we did differently, not because there's a formula, but because the shift, it matters. The difference was that it wasn't that we found an abnormal lab marker. It wasn't that we added a miracle supplement. And it wasn't that we forced their bodies into doing something new. The shift was that we stopped chasing isolated markers and actually started restoring their systems. First, we addressed the nervous system state. So after loss, even subtle, high-functioning people can be living in chronic vigilance. And the body remembers. The nervous system holds these experiences. So we worked on things like regulation, quality of sleep, breathing patterns, reducing the inflammatory load, restoring a sense of safety, because conception doesn't just require ovulation, it requires safety. Second, we focused on building capacity. So instead of asking, how quickly can we try again? We asked, is the system resourced enough to sustain a pregnancy? So things that we looked at were metabolic stability, nutrient sufficiency, again, inflammatory patterns, stress physiology, how this person responds to stress. So not just to micromanage, but to actually strengthen the baseline health, because pregnancy is energetically demanding. But the beautiful thing is capacity can be rebuilt. Third, we involved both partners. Fertility is not a female-only event. Sperm health reflects systematic health too. So sleep, stress, inflammation, metabolic inputs, all of the same things. But beyond physiology, there was something deeper. We worked on alignment, a shared understanding that there was a shared responsibility, shared pacing, and that changes the emotional load dramatically. We made the biggest difference, and it wasn't because of intensity. It was because we restored. They began sleeping more consistently. Their energy, both the female and the male, their energy stabilized. Her cycles and his morning erections became more predictable, which is a huge sign of capacity. And their stress responses softened. Their body was able to be more resilient and more adaptable to stressors. Their bodies felt less like they were bracing and more like they were at peace in the present moment. They are currently in a healthy pregnancy, and what stands out to me isn't just the pregnancy, it's the way that they're experiencing it. There's less hypervigilance, less daily fear, and more trust. That matters. This isn't about promising outcomes. Miscarriage is complex, and every couple's story is different. But what I see again and again is that when we shift from pressure to restoration, the body responds differently. And even when the outcome takes time, couples feel stronger, they feel more regulated, they feel more aligned, not just within their body, but within their partnership. If this approach feels different than what you've tried, watch the free workshop linked below. In that workshop, I walk through how I evaluate fertility from a systems-based lens so that you can understand what may actually be the missing link. You deserve support that restores.